Hello and welcome to another morning edition of Heavenly Album Covers. Yes, it's morning, or it might be late afternoon, I'm not sure, but we're here in the Heavenly Kitchen, and in the morning I need to feed the cats. We have 3 cats. I forget their names, but they are cats, and they have to have food because it's a necessary part of a cat's life to eat. And this is a book we are going to look at in a little bit later, and that's one of the album covers we will cover. And there's Rod Stewart. We will bring up his name and this album later. So I usually have have you ever seen these coffee machines? They're called Keurig coffee machines. They're pretty interesting. I'm still trying to get my voice together this morning, and I have to use my left hand to do stuff because I'm videotaping or video hard driving with my right hand. And these Keurig machines are really neat. And we're going to cover these books in a few minutes. And there's today's coffee pod. They call these coffee pods. The coffee is inside, and the coffee itself is activated by placing it in the Keurig. And this little needle, it's a dangerous needle. You don't want to detach this and then drop it on your knee or anything else. And this little needle pierces the pod, the Keurig coffee pod, and it releases the energy of the coffee granules. I usually like my coffee on the 12 OZ level. And the rest is history. Here we go. The rest is easy. And we have to feed the cats. Everybody knows that cats really help YouTube channels gain more viewers, so we're going to feature our cats more often. I forget this cat's name. We've had him for a long time, but I'm not sure if we even gave him a name or not. This is another one of our cats. We have 3 cats. He's very curious right there. He kind of was arrogant with that door. And they're kind of waiting for the video to start, the episode of Heavenly Album Covers to start. And this is our 3rd cat. This cat has no name at all. We decided early on that names for cats were unnecessary because we could tell them apart by their colors and fur patterns. So I also have to change their water. And the cats' water they need to drink as well as have their food. This is a special food blend made out of eel and bison. So my Keurig coffee maker is actually, it's our Keurig coffee maker. My wife and I own it. The Keurig is making coffee as I speak. And this is what a coffee pod looks like after you pierce it and utilize it. So I'm going to take a break and have a sip of coffee. My mouth it's like I have chalk or sand inside my mouth. I haven't had any liquids. And yes, we are going to feature the cats a lot more on our YouTube Heavenly Album Covers channel because cats create viewers and subscribers, and that's what Heavenly Album Covers is all about. We've thought about giving the cats names. We've had discussions, but we kind of like just having them. So this segment is concluded here. My mouth is continually dry right now, so we'll see. My toe is really looking good. I dropped a table on it about a week and a few days ago, and it's looking pretty good. I have full movement in it. Excuse my bare feet. And here we are, we're feeding the cats. This is what cats look like when they're eating. I can tell this is the female because of her coloring. Even though she doesn't have a name, I know her identity. Hey, it's the same cat climber, but there's a different cat eating inside. What happened? This cat is all happy because this cat just had his morning food. This cat does not have a name, but she or he just had some food and is very content and happy under its blanket. It turns out that we actually have 4 cats, but I didn't know we had this cat, but this cat actually took some of the food from the other 3 cats and is very active now and happy. Hello, good morning, or maybe good afternoon. I'm not really sure. Welcome to Heavenly Album Covers. We're here in the early afternoon, late morning sunshine, and I've got the door partially open, so we can see our album covers and things a little bit more better. And we are going to get to LUCHA VILLA very soon. Her album is our featured album today, and I've got my banana here. Some people say that the original inspiration for the first Velvet Underground album by Andy Warhol was inspired by a common banana like this. We finally got a fairly good copy of Rod Stewart's Atlantic Crossing in here. I better close the whole door here because it's casting evil shadows upon Rod Stewart's album. And so we got a good LP copy of Atlantic Crossing, and we've been wanting a copy of this for a long time. This copy is a little bit faded and beat up around the edges, but it still works. And this album is really common in the marketplace, and so we can pick up an even better looking copy at a later date. It's even got little gouges in it from where the original sticker was. And this is on the 1975, so it's almost going to celebrate its 70th birthday this next year. And it's got an original Amoeba Records price sticker of $1 book called Overspray. I have to move this record a little bit. And Overspray is a great book. It's all about airbrush album art and airbrushing, and it's art things, and it's really good. It's a good book. It's very good, and I must say that it's a very good book. And it's and so this is LUCHA VILLA, and LUCHA VILLA is still around. She's 87. She is a very well-known singer and actress. She was in a whole bunch of movies in the 1960s and the 1950s, And if I didn't mention it before, Lucha Villa is still alive and she is 87 years old. It's time for coffee. It's early morning, or it's kind of might be late afternoon here. Lucha Villa's real name is, it's a long name. It's Luz Elena Ruiz Bejarano. So one of her managers probably told her to change her name to Lucha Villa. This album cover features a large, it looks like a pastel portrait of Lucha by someone named Reynaldo Torres. And Lucha has some sort of straw flower thing in her hair. It's kind of golden, maybe it was spray painted gold, and it highlights her 1960s hairstyle here. She looks like the Breck girl, and she's got great dramatic makeup and a nice nose. Her head kind of morphs into this amorphous area down here. The lettering is great. When you see this album cover, you instantly know that it's a Lucha Villa album. I'm not sure what happened down here. Somebody crossed off this little bit of text down here. I can't read it. There's a $14 or 14 peso post-it note up here, and this is on MuseArt Records. This is volume 4. It's probably a greatest hits album. I speak un poquito español, which means very little Spanish. So some of these Spanish language albums I am very hard to translate into the English. And so this is the MuseArt label, which is neat. It's got the kind of rainbow effect. This rainbow thing is made out of kind of Aztecan. The artist I think I mentioned is Reynaldo Torres, which is interesting because there's some handwriting here. It looks like the actual album was owned by Luis Torres. I have to shine the light a little better. Did you know that the original cover for the first Velvet Underground by Andy Warhol was inspired by a common and simple banana like this? It looks like the cover was done by Reynaldo Torres, and a certain Luis Torres owned this album. That's what people, they would scribble their names on their albums so their friends didn't steal them. But also, right under Lucha Villa's head, at first I thought it was her signature, but it just says Robert. I think it says Robert Torres. So there are all these Torres people doing things on Lucha Villa's album. They're Lucha Villa albums here. Olga Guillot I've heard of. I might have one of her albums. She looks very intense. In fact, I think all of Olga Guillot's albums are, her album covers are very intense. And so that's Lucha Villa. I wonder if she sat and posed for this portrait, or if the artist did this drawing, this pastel drawing, by memory.